We're still waiting for the directives. They just announced that we don't know where
Yao
to go.
Brefo Ajiman is Chief Executive of Event Space and Recreational Center, Safar Gardens. He explains the impact of COVID-19 on his business and others in the enclave.
Also, we buy drinks within our local industries. There are people selling drinks all over here, and they stock our freight for us. We buy food stuff. There's a market just behind us. We buy food stuff for the restaurants. We don't do them. We buy water for me. We don't do them. The people within, casual workers, we pick them from the localities. Every day you see them coming. Can we get any job, any casual job to do? On the taxi drivers here, when there's a program here, they get a lot of money from the people who are coming for the program. That means all of them are suffering now. It has really affected the whole environment, the whole community. Everybody is crying.
Owner and Chief Executive of Royal Lameta Hotel, Efwa Jemfwa Owusu Chow, says the facility has lost close to 500,000 Ghana cedis between the lockdown period and now.
As when the president announced it on the 9th, by 11th we had cancelled 41 conferences and workshops. It spanned between March and July. So we had this wedding activities and all those things. We have to stop everything. We've lost a lot. Not less than maybe 500,000 Ghana cedis.
President Akufo-Addo launched a stimulus fund on Tuesday as part of intervention to cushion businesses like Yao Brefo and Owusu Chow in the hospitality industry against the impact of the COVID-19. There are, however, fears some businesses, by their status, may not benefit from the relief package. Leadership of the Shanty Business Owners Association, for instance, is helping some of its members to properly formalize their businesses to enable them qualify. Mark Osebwache is secretary.
Considering the uncertainty in the system now, the flow of the business has changed a bit.
We heard our stimulus packages. What are you also doing locally since you operate within this space?
Some of them have their business not well formalized. So we are trying to formalize their businesses to make sure that anything that's going to happen, they are going to have benefit of what the intervention that the government is bringing on board.
Regional chairman of the Ghana Tourism Federation, David Donyina, argues that the money will make little impact in view of the number of SMEs in the country.
No, it's woefully inadequate. Let's look at this scenario. We have about 1 million SMEs in Ghana. Now let's take that. The woman said they are going to focus on 200,000. Now if you divide 200,000 by 600 million, it's 3,000. What is 3,000 to a hotel? Now, so my hotel, a 2-star hotel, if I get 2,000, what is 2,000 to me? It can't even pay 2 stars. Are you getting me? So this stimulus package is woefully inadequate.
Mr. Donyina wants government to add accumulated funds from the tourism levy, for instance, to support the hospitality industry.
In hotel industry, we have something called 1% tourism levy. It's levy that we tax any person who comes to our place to consume our product. We take 1% from him and then we pay it to the government. As at 2016 December, the fund has accumulated 22 million Ghana cedis over there. Hotels alone contributed 18.6 million from that account. Now from 2016 up to now, let's assume that the fund is now about 30 million. What is that money sitting for?
In the wake of these challenges, the only way for these businesses is for government to ease restrictions on the operations to enable businesses to resume work under strict preventive protocols. Prince Apia reporting.
Eggs. Several eggs at the railway market Kumasi go bad as a glut hits the country from COVID-19. The hardest hit in the value chain are women. They are here sitting outside waiting for customers who may never come in these COVID times. More than 90% of sellers are women who say they are losing thousands of Ghana cedis. These are eggs which should have been bought within a day. However, they have been here for over 5 days.
A lot is had been in the system. So we were trying to plead into the authorities. We have a lot of people, the donors that they are giving money to others, they are giving free food to others, that they also coming into our aid. Why? Because we are all aware that eggs reduce our immune system. So if they also turn their attention into our side and buy some of the eggs we have the orphanages, they can give it to them, that's one. We have the frontline fighters, that is the doctors and nurses that they are taking care of the COVID patients. They also can take some so that it will imbue their immune system to fight against the disease. And then we have the prisoners as well, we can give them to them. And they are needy one. There are some people that they cannot even get money to buy one egg. They wait until it's Xmas or Easter before they can get one egg to eat. So those people too, the authority can also help us so that we buy these eggs for them and they also get their immune system to fight against the disease that we are all thinking about.
They used to be bought cash and carry, but they are currently being given out on credit, and the various experiences are barred.
Customers kakra yɛde bi kɔ nkran yɛde bi kɔ takorade takwa prestia ne ade nti wo customer wɔ hɔ a wo hwɛ abebu so no na wotwe bi yɛde bɛbrɛw nti na yɛsa wo nso wodi bi kɔ moma wo nti obi wɔ hɔ a wotiri yi a ɔyɛ no kwafo ɔbɛtɔn no de usika abrɛw obi wɔ so obedi fa obi wɔ kora o metua kora before Christmas yɛ wɔ ha yɛ tokosi abrante bi yɛfrɛ na adu jamfi wo ba baako wo bɛtɔ utua na ɔsan ba biem ɔne maame bi di dwa wɔ ha Abante ne beto ye mrada sesa akosu ye wo ha nyina de ko ye yente ne nka biom ofra no cross onimu sese ano ne ayehia aban ne so ne se obeboa ye so o madeda hospitals na o mentumi ntokusu ye ne bi no aban beboa na wato na wachecha ama wo
aka ne de first kosu ye ne day e betuma to more than 1,000 crates sese kosu ya ba 50 crates akoso na 100 yentokusia no kra tiama adwuma ne ye ayetin sisi de papai ne de se dodo na yetugu epise wunya ba bia emfa nko first na nko mo ye aduane bi bua ye sisi no mo se de aye no kosi odo ko ye aduane bi hu a obeka se ase onto ntitu a na yetugu ntika na yebo me amegina ho me sika wo 1 billion e wo kam me nsanka wo be china wo be kono so saa ontia kama nso so ye den a obegini sika ebisa na odo to aduane ama abo na bi no asade abere yen enti ye wo hande nipa bebree de ka nipa bebree hwe ye o mo de ka hu be hu so de meka wo be kono so saa wo be twakwan a on sanka.
Hajia Amina Haruna tells me this would have been a time when the market has excess eggs, but not to this extent. She adds some 50,000 crates were picked by the gender ministry during the lockdown, but since then virtually no one is buying the eggs.
Every year we had a glut of eggs. Usually start from April, May, June, July, up to November. When they sell some of the best, then it comes down. But it's usually every year.
It looks like this year is worse because of the COVID-19. Can you give us an idea about how bad it is currently?
It's true. This year, since January, because of the disease, nobody is coming. So unfortunately for us, government too came and collect part of it, which is not all what we want. So after the collection of the little they can, the rest has been stopped. So we are still on the glut. Yeah. There's no way for us to take it because the borders have been closed. Previously, when the borders were there, we can take some to Aflao or Burkina, but now the borders have been closed, so we can't take them anywhere. Yeah.
How is this affecting your business as somebody who constantly does this kind of business?
It's affecting us too much because we have brokerages, damages, nobody is buying them. So we have to take them home and eat some. And then some too, we can't eat them because of the lockup.
The Ashanti region has the largest number of large-scale poultry farmers out of the 29 across the country. We have come to Asante Bekwai, where one of the 13 large-scale farms are. Santak farm alone has 225,000 birds here. Majority are layers. Average industry egg production is 250 eggs per layer per day. The average cost per kilogram of producing broilers in Ghana estimated at 15 Ghana cedis for large-scale producers and higher for small-scale producers. Ghana produces more than 78 million birds. Well, guess what? About 80% of these birds are layers. It means several eggs in the market during these COVID times. In this poultry farm alone, we have over 40,000 eggs. That's a crate of eggs waiting to be bought. To the market? No, because in the market women cannot pick these huge numbers. This is actually a production of about a week, and the farmers are helpless. They don't know where to send these eggs as there's currently a glut.
The market have been closed, and the market women are not being allowed to sell their eggs. So it's causing us a huge problem. Right now, for them to come for their eggs is a problem, and movements too is being restricted. At least we will have about 4,000 eggs of trays per day.
So what's going to happen? How are you going to dispose of these eggs?
If things don't change, we have no option.
Debts have begun piling for women who have taken loans.
You know that this work demands a lot of financing, and most of our finances are from banks. And now the eggs is the money that we use, the eggs money is the money that we use to pay those loans. But now, they are not buying the eggs. So it continues to lie at the farms and the markets, as you witness with it. So it's affecting our business. What we are doing now is we make it as a contract to get a lot of the eggs for people to do. So we are advertising the places that they need eggs. We just call all of them, make arrangements to collect a lot of them, and then we give it. We have been to government also to help us. Because last month, when the lockdown was there, we were able to see the government officials to give us Minister of Agriculture all in with us, and Gender Minister, to see her. They give us about a contract of 50,000 eggs, so that they'll be given to the needy. And Ashanti region here too, they collected some of our eggs. We gather it for them also to buy, so that it will reduce the tension that is in the system.
Over 500,000 eggs across the country are not being bought, and many more add to the numbers daily. The layer industry is currently the relic left of the poultry industry. Ghana imports more than 60% of cut chicken in a year. In 2018 alone, the imported number was 61%, though a policy document indicates 60%. This had to go on to bridge the gap or to augment the imported needs of the country. Majority of the importation is from the United States of America. Ghana used to export poultry about 20 years ago. As it stands now, the country spends close to $400 million every year importing chicken. Ghana also imports about 70% of its day-old chicks, making the layer market the only sector really thriving. The coronavirus has dealt a big blow to the sector with the various closures, and it will take a huge support from government to revive it.
A traffic intersection at Abepa Junction in Kumasi, steel fabricator Philip Mensah Agbalo reviews and admires his works. He has, for 32 years, been making racks for hairdressers, supermarkets and traders. In 2014, Philip switched to another line of business in the wake of cholera outbreak.
Cholera by no any creative basket now. We've been in the business since the outbreak of cholera. We created stands for the buckets, which helped in the fight against the infection.
Philip recalls demand dropped after the epidemic.
Purchases reduced, and with time, nobody really asked of it again. I saw that those at the schools weren't catered for properly.
Business saw a leap again with the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. This time round, Philip added another touch to the stands: soap tray and toilet roll holder.
We added a bit of creativity to our work for easy sanitation and sold the Veronica bucket in addition to the stands. We added the soup tray and tea roll holders to make it comfortable for people.
Philip, who is a zonal chairman of the National Association of Garages, had little or no idea about Veronica buckets. Sudden and widespread demand for it saw him begin to look that way.
Mostly, clients would buy the stand and buy the bucket elsewhere. With the knowledge I have, I've decided to start making the bucket.
Philip recorded good returns. However, even before COVID-19 is over, there is a dip in business.
They weren't purchasing as they used to.
At the Kumasi Central Market, Nanantriwa Papua sells plastic buckets. She could sell 40 a day in the early days of confirmed cases of COVID-19. But the situation has changed.
Within this COVID-19 period, business has been good. Before and after the lockdown, individuals and groups bought in bulk. Business was good, but for some days now, the reverse is the case.
Omar Tapsoba is a retailer at Alaba. He has been in the business for 16 years with similar stories to tell.
With this COVID-19 period, business has been good. Initially, we could sell 2,000 cedis worth a day, but now we sell 500 or 600 cedis.
Faisal Razak, a retailer at Alaba, wouldn't agree less.
For the first week, we were able to sell more than 1,000 pieces. For the first day, from that week going, from Monday onwards, we are selling 500, 600, 700. For now, at least you can even put the bucket down. You will not even sell more than 2 or 3 for a day. A minimum contract. After the
lockdown, people called for bulk purchase. Individuals and the government started contracting people for the Veronica buckets for donations. So people had it in mind that government is distributing it for free, so they wouldn't come and purchase.
Na abeton krofo adwene say aban de ade na echiche nti no ono kra na ka ese nka ono wo sika kra na eso bepe bikosi ni hono na ono so o twen.
Veronica buckets can't be complete without a tap. Demand for them went high. Manufacturers had to find anything sort of a tap to make a Veronica bucket.
Let's say if you buy this tap alone costs 20 cedis. You buy the bucket for 7 cedis. The person who's going to fix for you will charge you, let's say, 5 cedis. But at least we are selling it for almost 35 cedis or 37 cedis. At least it's normal. And if you use the BS 1010 taps to for this same bucket, at least the BS 1010 only costs almost 25 cedis to 30 cedis, as compared to if you add the bucket to it, and the person who is going to fix it for you will also charge, let's say, 5 cedis. So almost, let's say, it will always cost like 42 to 43 cedis. When I started doing the Veronica bucket, I was using only the BS 1010 taps. Now, I'm short of supply of that taps. So due to that, people were still asking for the bucket. So I have to try to get another tap to also do it for them. So people were complaining that the tap is not good as compared to the BS 1010.
Taps became expensive due to the demand, so it made the whole thing very expensive.
As time goes on, let me say, tap.
We use plastic tap for our Veronica bucket, but we no longer get them.
Veronica bucket, but as time goes on,
Nigeria closed her border in August 2019 to prevent smuggling of drugs, small arms and agricultural products. Unfortunately, prediction by analysts of a reopening has so far failed. Chairman of Nigerian importers at Edum in Kumase, Isaiah Chima, attributes the tap price hike to events in Africa's largest economy.
Bringing it into Ghana now is not that common like before. Again, the duty also has been increased at the port. So they increase the duty. Because of this, when you import from Nigeria or even from China, if you add up the importation costs and the duty, definitely you'll try to make something out of it. Other than that, you lose your capital.
Ebenezer Obudai is a retail shop operator at Edum.
With closure of the borders, Nigerians who used to bring the goods at affordable price aren't bringing it anymore. So those of us who have increased the price.
Hand washing is gradually becoming part of us. But what are we supposed to do to keep the tradition?
Washing of hands should not be a thing of the past. Government must make sure all institutions adhere to the strict rules of washing, which must begin from the basic to higher institutions.
Basic crutch.
He backs calls for equipping our technical and vocational institutions to enhance training if that will happen.
This is the time for most of our technical institutions to create such products. The tap is not anything difficult to manufacture. We can't always depend on the Europeans.
Small thing. Trade be no room. Into when you are there, be to me form na Osha, a bit me a be.
It has therefore become imperative education on effective hand washing, beginning from basic schools to higher institutions. Government will also have the role to play by making water and Veronica buckets available and affordable. These could be long-term measures for ensuring protection against infectious diseases like COVID-19. For JoyNews, Barakisu Mohammed.